Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Sorry I've been a little absent this week. Some of you know what's going on with me. I got family out for a week, dealing with, well, I guess the aftermath. But anyway, so I'm doing something I normally do where I compare screens. Now, if you've watched my videos where I do this before, I try to make them as even as possible. I don't care about handheld price, okay? I know this one's 2.5 times the rest of them combined. I know that. But you can get a handheld under $100 that has a really good screen. You can get a handheld over 100, 150 that has a really shitty screen. So I like to compare the screens. You know, it's what I look for. I'm a sucker for a good screen. I'm a sucker for an OLED. You know, I could hate most of the handheld if it has a really good screen and the buttons at least work. Then I'll be happy with it. Now, for this one, I've kind of zoomed out my camera a little bit. It has autofocus on because I got all these rated about 50% brightness, so it might fade in and fade out a little bit because it's trying to focus on me a little bit right there. So for this test, I've been using the intro video to Breath of Fire 4 on PS1. Now, I turn off all shaders, overlays, everything like that. Everything, all that's turned off, and I keep it stretched to the max. Now, all the brightness, like I said, is about 50%. So that way it kind of gives us an idea. Now, on any of my handhelds, most of the games I play are going to be PS1, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Color, and then Game Boy. And that's kind of the hierarchy. PS1 is where I normally kind of stay and live in that area. Unless I have something like this, then I play a lot of PS2. But most of my handhelds, I play PS1 and Super Nintendo on. Those are my favorites. Then Game Boy Color, obviously. But, you know, I like to go vertical for Game Boy Color. And I have the RG Rotate ordered. Can't wait to get that. And that's what kind of made me want to do this video, is I was thinking, and like the rest of us who have multiple handhelds, who buy handhelds, who are watching them when they come out, I'm doing the traditional thing in this hobby or community where I want to play through Breath of Fire 4. I have not beaten Breath of Fire 4. I love Breath of Fire 3. I've been dying to beat this game. But every time I start it, I see another handheld, and I'm like, you know what? It would be really interesting or really fun to play it on that handheld. So I order that handheld, and I wait for it, and it shows up, and I test it on it. But then I never sit down and play through it. It's a problem. I'm stuck in this loop with Breath of Fire 4. And I did that with this handheld. I did that with this handheld. I did that with this handheld and this handheld. All of them. When I was getting them, I was like, I'm going to play through Breath of Fire 4. I have not done that. And I thought for sure I was going to do it here. And I'm still kind of deciding on if I want to do it here. Will I ever make that decision? Probably not. Once I get to rotate, I'll do it on a test on that. And will I play it on a rotate? I have no idea. I kind of want to. But there we go. There's the problem. I want to. So, all right, let's get to it. So I'm going to try and get all these synced up. I got to wait for this one to go into the video. And then I'm going to get them all on the same page here. All right. Let's start with the classic. And we've done the classic before. And I know it's going to be hard for you guys to see. But we are at 50% brightness. And I want to do the classic versus the mini long pocket. So there is actually a decent color difference between the two. And before you get in the comments, go, well, one's an OLED display and one's, you know, I know. I'm aware. Thank you. I'm still comparing them. And if you are irritated or don't like the fact that I'm comparing this type of screen to this type of screen, close the video. Go watch something else. Okay? Go watch some cooking videos or shorts or doom scroll that shit. I don't care. Anyway. So this one is almost, in comparison, kind of dull. Now I know originally everything was really good. And this is a really good screen on the Pocket One. It is absolutely gorgeous. Compared to something like this, though, this is going to beat it. Like, completely. Which, that should tell you everything there. Now, I know these are harder to get now, but now and again, you can still get them for $100. I'm holding one. If you guys watched my review on the Pocket Classic, you realized I reviewed a gray one when I was out working for 2 weeks. This one showed up for fairly cheap. I ordered it. I got it. I wanted to add it to my collection, okay? Because I go back and forth with this handheld. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. But since I can get these for about $100, you know, third party, and thinking eBay, Mercari, things like that, you know, they're not too far off each other. The only thing you're missing here is a stick. But screen-wise, this one's almost faded in comparison to this one. This one has deep colors. Everything is, yeah. Blue looks really blue. Green looks really green. And red looks really red. It's very clear. I also have them all set to the same resolution. Now let's go brick versus Pocket 1. 50% brightness on the brick is a little darker. But color-wise, once again, this one has the deeper color. Let me double check this thing here, make sure I have everything turned off. Now on-screen overlays off. Yeah, okay. Everything is off. The problem is the Pocket 1 seems to run a lot faster, I guess cycle faster. So remember, I started all these about the same time, and if you're looking, these three are still at the same point. This moves faster. Okay? Cycles a lot quicker. So it always throws it off. Great. Let's get this one right back. Okay, even on the menu screen. And here, these are a good comparison. They're really close in price. You'll miss a stick here, but it's all metal. You have LEDs to control more than just the little ring light. And I am a fan. I'm okay with one stick. Like I said, I max out around PS1, Super Nintendo. One stick on the left, perfect for a guy like me. All right, between these two, brick hammer. Brick hammer all the way. All right, now let's go for the really unfair comparison. Yeah, the screen's the size of the handheld. Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying that the AYN Thor is absolutely destroys this screen-wise. And yes, I know, again, I'm going to reiterate, I know the differences in the screen. I know I'm holding OLED in one hand and not in the other, okay? But for the size, here's where we have a good difference, is I use full screen real estate. I stretch it out to fit the screen, okay? The RG rotate is going to be great for me because I generally like PS1 on a square 720 by 720 screen. I really enjoyed the RGB 30 when it came out. I still have mine, still love it completely. And I think it looks just fine on there. So the RG rotate is going to be a really good PS1 handheld, at least for me. But stretching to this 16 by 9 makes the image a little more fuzzy than it does on this 4-inch screen here. Although the colors are better here, this is clear. This is a really clear screen. Now, if I were to take this and crop this down to 4x3, it would absolutely destroy this one. No comparison. This would win hands down. So, I mean, I tell you everything you need to know in this hobby. It's all preference when you get into this, okay? No one can tell you the best handheld to get because this is still, in my opinion, this is still the best handheld on the market. I mean, out of every handheld, okay? I am talking about you Steam Deck fans and all that. It's okay to like what you like, but yeah, I don't care if it can play everything else an ROG Ally can play. I love this thing. Okay, it has the perfect size, has the perfect amount of power for me. It has everything I need. I could. This is a whole entertainment system here. All right, let's move on. Compare some other stuff here. So between the four of them, the mini long pocket one does have a very good screen for the price. Now with shaders and filters, you can make this phenomenal. You can make it one of the best screens for the price for Super Nintendo, PS1, what have you. Okay, let's eject that one. All right, let's jump to these two. And we've done this comparison before. We're going to do it again. Like I said, if you don't like it, move on. Let me do a quick wipe down of the screen. Of course, one goes to the menu, one's not. We're going to get them back in order here. Come on. And, okay. Now, with the 50% brightness being darker here, let's go ahead and lower that and make it a little more even. Oh, yeah. Now, the brick and the brick hammer have always been one of my favorite screens in this form factor. And I normally call it a faux LED screen, fake OLED, because of how gorgeous the brick hammer the screen is on the brick and brick hammer. Trim UI just a whole new level with this one when they came out with it, okay? And this will be a viable option indefinitely. The brick hammer will remain just an absolute classic in this game. If you don't have a brick or a brick hammer and you've been on the fence about one, buy it, okay? You know what you should do? You should buy it. You should do what I want to do. If you don't want the brick hammer, get the brick, get you a black one, get you a red one, and then two-tone. You know what I'm saying? Put like the red plate on the back of the black one, the black on the back of the red one, swap the buttons around. I still want to do that. I don't know. It's hard to spend the money on two more bricks when I have two bricks. I have a brick and a brick hammer. Do I really want to buy two more? Yes, I do. Anyways. So between them, once again, OLED screen in my right hand. But the colors really are balanced very well on this. This is obviously brighter and a more powerful handheld. But honestly, for the price, they are so close. And the size of this one and how it looks on this handheld, you would think it's a tiny little OLED. It feels like it. It's so clear and the picture is so great. You know what? I'm going to also compare this to the RG Rotate. You know, once you rotate it out, I really, really want to see the size. And at first I thought the Rotate was going to be way too large. And then seeing it stacked next to all the clamshells, closed up about the size of a clamshell. Where I'm at now is, this is the RG slide that we wanted. But in true anbernic fashion, it'll still do the one-off thing, where it's one-off of what you want. Okay? I wanted a PSP Go style emulation handheld from anbernic in the RG slide. We got that big monstrosity that's way too expensive for what it is. It kind of sucked. Now we're getting it in the right size, but now the resolution 720 by 720 instead of 16 by 9, and we don't have a single stick for PSP games, which is fine. It's fine. I mean, I could do without the stick, I guess, but I would like one. Not on the current Rotate. The way the Rotate is now, no stick. Let me be clear. If it was a 16 by 9 layout and smaller, I would want a small stick, a lot like this, or the Miyu A30, and that would be closer to perfect. But we're going to get an RG slide GBC. It's a GBC slide. But between the two, you can't go wrong here. Between Brick Hammer and Retroid Pocket Classic, this is bigger, slightly more comfortable. This is heavier, and just because it's metal and it's all packed into one, it feels more dense and more quality. But you're going to win with either of these screens. This one is better. Size, color, saturation, all that. But this one is damn close. And it's really compact and easy to carry around. And you can get $10 cases and it has an open charging port. And it says Trim UI Brick right there. Okay, look at that. Fits snug, and I can put SD cards or whatnot in here. If you put an SD card in, it's going to rattle around, but if you throw it there, it'll stay. Got that on a whim. I think I paid $8 for that on Mercari. Someone was 3D printing them. Whatever. You can get all that stuff on Etsy too. All right, moving on. Let's do real unfair comparison. Haha, Brickhammer versus AYN Thor. I should put the screen down here on the lower Thor screen, but I'm not going to. But in the camera, this color over here is deeper and a little richer. And remember, this is a little fuzzy and blown out. But the blues are very close. But because this is closer to the correct aspect ratio, the image is clear here. I know everybody's probably like, you can do this and this and make this. I know. I'm trying to make it a straight, fair screen comparison so I don't have shaders and filters and hacks and all that on. I just have the game running. Okay? I mean, the brick hammer is just... The brick and brick hammer is just an amazing value still in this game, guys. If you don't have a brick or brick hammer, once again, and you know I don't get paid by any of these handheld companies. They don't know I exist. But this thing is still just absolutely amazing. And I know I've seen them like tease the Brick Pro. I think they need to stop. I don't think they need to release that Brick Hammer Pro or whatever, okay? GKD released a model like that. It's wonderful. I have it. I love it. But honestly, the whole idea behind the brick is the form factor and everything. You're now just making it bigger with 2 sticks, and you're putting it right up against every other handheld out there, because our widest variety of handheld, our most overproduced handheld is, I guess realistically, the 35XX like Pro with the 2 sticks. And I know someone out there just got upset because there's handhelds before that, like the 353V, that all have that same form factor. I know. I mean, look, even Logitech just reskinned one of these. I think they call it, what, the G20? They're just reskinning this stuff at this point. We got all the R36s, H36, whatever. All those are the Ken Hanks and K36, 35. Everybody did that. You guys did an amazing job here, but now you're creating a handheld that is going to get lost in the shuffle that I won't care about and probably won't even buy. All right, let's jump to the 2 screens that are closer to being on par with each other. These 2. And I say that because these, obviously, we're talking OLED. But, yeah, the colors are almost identical when it comes to shade, saturation, all that. Obviously, the image is clear here because of the size. Once again, 16 by 9. I mean, I'm stretching a 4x3 to 16 by 9. But absolutely beautiful. I mean, the colors just went out on this. Let's do this. We're going to try something real quick. I guess I don't have it down here, but I do have that. Oh, I'm trying something real quick. I need to clean the lower Thor screen. Here we go. Now these are a lot closer. With the aspect ratio fixed on the Thor, yeah, it destroys the rest of them on that lower screen. I mean, these two are still very close, but now without the image being all fuzzy down here on the lower screen, the Thor wins completely. And we knew that was going to happen. And am I a little biased? Yeah, I am. I'm still honest, though. I just like what I like. But if something truly just beat the hell out of something else I loved, would I tell you? Yes. Yeah, this one carries a little more of a reddish, pinkish hue across the white. Oh, yeah. Anyway. And I know you guys have watched this, and normally these videos don't do that well. People normally just get on here and talk shit, and that's fine. Go ahead and vent. I don't know what you got going on. I don't, maybe you're not adequate in certain areas in life, and you have to go troll people online. It's fine. I thrive off haterade, and you're trashing a guy that doesn't have feelings. Anyway, so what did we learn on here? Not much, because we're just comparing screens. What you should take away from most of my videos, and any of my videos, is there's no right answer. In the handheld space, there's just no right answer. Okay, go back and look at my chromatic versus analog video. Everybody jumps on it. It's obviously the chromatic because it's for true collectors. Well, no, it's obviously the analog because it's a better product, and so didn't do this. Don't bring politics and shit into it, okay? But anyway, you see what I'm saying? There's never a right answer, and then we always have the just get a Steam Deck. I'm happy that's slowing down because the Steam Deck is, at this point, underpowered. But with price hikes on things like the Legion Go, it went from being less and less viable to now back in the game. It may be at that last slot. It may be riding the bottom slot of handhelds in that space and getting knocked off and then coming back because of price hikes. But yeah, we're seeing just get a Steam Deck less and less because of that. And I'm doing my best to not turn into one of those guys and hit up videos and go, just get a Thor. I love my Thor completely, but yeah, I don't do that to people. There's no right answer. You're going to like what you're going to like. Do you want horizontal? Do you want vertical? What size screen? Do you want 16 by 9? Do you want... I mean, there's so many questions out there. Do you want sticks? Do you not want sticks? Think about speakers, too. Do you want dual speakers? Do you want a single speaker? You got to think about it. And honestly, you should hinge your handheld choices off of your favorite system. Are you going to play more PS1? Are you going to play more Super Nintendo? Don't buy a handheld because it can do PS3, PS4 game emulation. It could do Game Native and Game Hub, and it can get my Steam games. Because if you're not going to use it just for that purpose, if you're not going to use it for its maxed out purpose, if you're going to spend most of your time on Game Boy Color, why the hell are you buying a $400 or $500 handheld when you can go under $100 and get perfectly fine performance? Okay? Just think it through. You don't always need the biggest and the best. And you don't always... And get out of the cycle that I'm stuck in where I'm like, I want to play this game really badly, but ooh, it'll be fun on this handheld. And then I wait. I'm not enjoying the game. Now, right now I'm only doing that with Breath of Fire 4. Every other game I want to play, I'm just playing it. For some reason, this game has me stuck, and I can't pick the handheld for it. I keep wanting it to be this one. But then I'm like, man, what if I need to pull up a guide or something? I got this one. But then I'm like, yeah, I can just bust out my phone. But then I'm like, man, this is a lot more portable and nice. And if someone pisses me off, you give them a whack with that. And then I'm like, well, I mean, this wouldn't be too bad of an option since I'm already playing Beyond the Beyond on here and running through a PS1 game. Might as well just add another. And then I'm like, well, what if I start playing Breath of Fire 4 on this, and then I start ignoring Beyond the Beyond? Because I will. I know I will. So, anyway, this video was absolutely pointless. I just wanted to make one because I wanted to do this for myself, and I figured I'd make a video out of it. I was setting these handhelds up to compare the screens just for me. And I decided to share the random bullshit I do with you guys. All right? There's no point behind it. I'm not trashing anything. I'm not saying one's better. Well, I did say that, huh? Well, whatever. You know what I mean. They're all good choices. They really are. And as long as you get a working mini long pocket one where all the buttons work perfectly, like this second one I got, and thank you once again, Go Game Geek, for writing this. You didn't have to. If you didn't, yes, I was going to continue my crusade on just absolutely boycotting everything and shutting down my accounts. But of course, I hit them up from all my Go Game Geek accounts, and when the account I found that had spent plenty of money on their site hit them up, they're like, okay, look here, we'll fix this. It's symbiotic, man. It's a win-win here. You want to keep me happy because I'm going to spend money through your store, and I know I don't have to. I can just go to the manufacturer site and buy it. I use you guys for a reason, so keep your customers happy. Anyway, you're not going to go wrong with any of them. I do believe everybody out there should have a brick or brick hammer, though. If you don't have one of these, go get one. Put the money back, save up 60, 80 bucks, go get one. And I say 60 or whatever because you can get them. Go hunt Mercari or eBay. I trust Mercari so much more than eBay. I'm sorry, so I always mention that. But go hunt those, and you can get a brick hammer for under 80. You can get it for sometimes under 60. Now, at the same time, you can find a 35XX for $300 on there because, well, people are dumb. So there's people selling random stuff that's still easily, attainable, and they're like, "Oh, it's a rare edition because it's green," and I'm like, "No, it's not. You're just fucking stupid." So you got to deal with idiots like that. But that's in any space. Anywhere you go, you got to deal with morons. But that's just the life we live, right? Doesn't matter where you're at. Somebody is absolutely stupid. This is how it is. So tell me, what do you think? Out of these four, which one would you play Breath of Fire 4 on? That's Breath of Fire 4 for the PS1, in case you're curious. You should know. If you don't, now you do. So help me out, guys. Help me make a choice. And I think that's the point of this video, is I want feedback. I want somebody to say, I played it on, or I'm playing it on, or you should play it on, and nudge me in the right direction. Get me out of this holding pattern with this game. But keep in mind, your answer and your response can also be, wait for the RG rotate, play it on the RG rotate. Maybe I'll do a live finally with you guys of me playing Breath of Fire 4 on the RG rotate. If I do, no one will stop in because it'll be at like 3 or 4 a.m. and none of you will probably be awake. But you'll randomly see my little thing have a live symbol next to it. And I'll be going live with the rotate if I can. If not, I'm going to do a regular review. No, I'm going to do a regular review on it. My sponsor, best friend, and brother, also, he ordered the black plastic one. I ordered the metal one. We're going to be able to cuss and discuss that. We'll compare them. I'll probably do a review of the metal one, then later do a comparison video for you. So let me know. We're going to wrap it up. Which one should I play Breath of Fire 4 on? And you can say AYN Thor bottom, AYN Thor top screen. Either one works. Or, dude, wait for the rotate. That's what we want to see. Let me know in the comments. I will also post my Discord link like I always do now. You're welcome to stop by. It's a really chill group. I normally just update everybody on what's going on, and people privately message me through there for help or just to talk and discuss. I mean, if you want some like-minded individuals who are into handhelds, hit up my Discord. It's not completely cluttered. Right now, you don't have to scroll through 20 minutes of bullshit to get back to a question or a conversation. It sits pretty idle. It's a small little collective, and it's kind of neat. Are we super active? No, but I'm on there as much as I can. So if you do need something, I try to make myself available. So I'll post a link, down in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one.